Oh, things I'm going to talk about today, I'm really excited for this. So I'll just give everyone a chance to join this live. In the meantime, until it starts, I'm Warren Hughes, CEO of Great Gale, and I've got some exciting news that you've got to hear. So don't sleep on this. It's going to be amazing. And in the meantime, how has your day been? How's your Thursday been? For me, it's just been a Thursday of just strategy, planning, and just getting ready for what comes next. And I'm so excited to share this with you because you don't want to miss this. So, if you're new to this live, if you're new to these channels, what's happening is we are working on something very special to help kings and queens to show something that, in my opinion, has never been done to this level of, well, I would say excellence, to this level of help. So, again, if you're new to this page, if you're new to this live, what I do is I am a graphic designer and I'm the CEO of Great Gale. And the way how I got to becoming CEO, the way how I got to even getting into graphic design was I went through challenges. I went through losses. I went through a lot of growing pains. It was very, very challenging for me because it was a paradigm shift. It was something completely different. And what happened is throughout all of that, I learned that by helping others, that's how I helped myself. By helping others, that's how I was able to go from ordinary to extraordinary, to truly understand what was going on in terms of graphic design. And that's how I even became Computer Graphics Club president. Now, fast forward 10 years later, I have over a decade of experience with graphic design, with actually the degree is commercial art digital technology. So it's not just graphic design, it's so many other branches under it. And it comes into illustration, desktop publishing, 3D modeling, marketing. There's so many different avenues that it connects to. But I'm grateful that it allowed me to coalesce and combine everything that I know about, all of these skills, into one thing that I've always wanted to do, to have a product that can continue a legacy. For me, that is something that I've always wanted. It's something that I always wanted to see done. It's something that I truly believe is helpful because when you can create something that can not even just outlive you, but leave a legacy of greatness, man, I don't even know what to say other than it's just astounding. It's just amazing. And I'm just grateful for this. And I just want to share this with you, kings and queens, because I believe this is highly valuable information. This is stuff that can literally change lives and help you go from where you are to where you need to be. So I'll give you a couple more minutes to join the live while I just get this ready. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited. And why exactly am I excited? So while I was waiting for everyone to join in, I'm excited because I was able to fulfill a dream of mine, which was to make a product, which was to make an actual manga. Yes, right there. The manga that I've created is Bold Saga, Brave Onwards, Limit Destroyer. I am the mangaka of Bold Saga, not just a chapter. We got 2 chapters. And what are the things sticking out of it? Well, I'm glad you asked, because everything that's on the side of it and inside of it are bookmarks. We even make stickers, and that's just some of the stuff. Even the shirt that I have on, depending on where you're seeing it, this Bold Saga shirt, this Rise Up Snapback, like we do this all here. This is what we do because we create products, we create merchandise, we create manga that inspires and empowers lives, helping kings and queens to seize greatness. And literally, the creation of this series is nothing short of just a miracle, nothing short of just the reward of hard work, the reward of strategy, the reward of knowing what you want to do and creating it. So I'm just grateful for this because, you're able to do something that is incredible when you make a manga. You're able to do something just out of the ordinary. And I'm just grateful for this. Why? Why exactly? Because manga is, in my opinion, the most revolutionary form of comics, the most magnificent form of comics, one of the most astounding forms of entertainment in the last 100+ years. Like, when you read manga, when you read these stories, it's just a game changer. It's literally a game changer. And why is that? because there's so much that you can do with it. There's so much that you can create with it. And I'm just excited for it because, again, I'll say it again, when we made this manga, when we made this chapter and chapters, because there's so many more coming out, we were able to go from the idea to the execution. I don't know if you've ever felt that before, but when you have an idea, when you have something that you've always wanted to do, when you've had something that you've always wanted to create, this is the benefit. This is the power of when you make your own manga, when you make your own story. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting actual courses on creating a manga, making your own manga. And I know there's sometimes when we want to think of these things, we can think of, oh, can I really do it? Do I have the ability? Do I have the skill to do it? At the end of the day, one of the best things that you can do is start before you're ready. Don't wait until the perfect time to do this. Don't. There will never be a perfect time to be great. Never. Never in the existence of life or humanity will there ever be the perfect time to be great. It doesn't exist. So you have to dive in now. You have to create now. You have to chase your dreams now. And I'll literally tell you this. Tomorrow is not promised. We don't have forever. So while you have time, while you have life, while you have the opportunity, seize greatness. And seize greatness now, because you don't want to wait until it's too late and then live with the regret of, I should have done this or I should have done that. No, literally, when I made Bold Saga, this was a game changer for me because releasing chapter 1 took everything. It literally, like when they asked Thanos, what did it cost you? And the little Gamora asked him in the Soul Realm, he responded, everything. That's what it feels like when you make a manga. It will require you to go above and beyond. Literally, like the plus ultra that you hear about in My Hero Academia, which is also the coat of if not the phrase from Spain, it's the coat of arms from Spain. That plus ultra, that mentality to go above and beyond, like when Dr. Eric Thomas mentions going 120, that's what it's going to require. This is not just for someone who just wants to make an idea that already exists and slip their idea into it. You don't want to make the next One Piece. We're not showing you how to do that. We're not showing you how to make the next Naruto. We're not showing you how to make the next Bleach. We're showing you how to make your story, your idea, and your passion come into reality, because that's what we want to do. Help you go from the ordinary to the extraordinary. And I used to be in where you are right now. If you want to make a manga, if you want to make a book, if you want to create your book, I had the idea. Like we all have ideas. I had what I wanted to do. But you know how life is. Life will test you to see if this is really what you want, if this is really what you came to do. So, went through so many challenges, went through so much to get to this point. And I'll tell you, it was challenging, but it was worth it. Why was it worth it? Because I was able to finish something. And no, it was not a 1, 2, 3 type of thing. How long did it take to get this physical book in my hand? Well, the idea started in 2014. Thanks for joining, Jamie. Just talking about these courses coming up soon. How long did it take to get a book, a finished, published book? It took from 2014 up until 2020. That is 6 years. 6 years of grind, 6 years of no's, 6 years of pain, 6 years of, oh my gosh, so much losses. Stacey Robinson, thanks for joining. But what did I learn in it? I learned that anything is possible. I'm telling you, if I have this book in my hands, then there's nothing you can do. Nothing can stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. And why do I say that? Chapter 1 released in 2020, in the midst of COVID. Yes, that crazy thing that happened last year that's still going on now. It released in July. COVID got really crazy like around March or so. From that point onwards, we released it in July. And right before I finished chapter 1, my grandfather passed away. So I had to go to Antigua for his funeral. And I also worked on his funeral arrangements. I'm talking about waking up day after day after day, seeing so many L's. Like that's someone I lived with. So that's a part of me that's gone forever. Hopefully, God willing, I'll see them again in paradise, but never see them again on this side. So that really shook me. And having to work on the program day after day, but I kept grinding. I kept going. And thank you for that. And thank you. I appreciate that. So I was able to accomplish it, which is why chapter 1 literally begins with it saying, days may be dark, but still don't give up, which is an ode to my grandfather, Alfonso Born. So literally, I took all of that pain and converted it into power. Took all of that pain and created greatness. And if I can do this, then you can do anything. And why did I say that? The book I'm holding, cover to cover, except the printing, is done by Great Gale. We do the art, we do the writing, we do the self-publishing, we do the marketing, and we create the merchandise. Like this hat, this shirt, we make it. Why am I mentioning all of these facets? Because this is what it takes to make a manga. This is why manga is so important, because if you understand all of these facets, then you can make your own series. If you can make your own series, man, the amount of worth in the series is incredible. I'll give you an example. One Piece started as an idea. One Piece is a manga. One Piece has been going on since, 1997? So it's been about 24 years, basically, or basically that long. It just recently got picked up as a TV show for Netflix. So we're talking about 1,031 chapters. We're talking about $20 billion plus in revenue. And now we're talking about a Netflix series. So if you have 1,000 chapters and the anime is at almost 1,000 episodes, then the TV show can go on for like 15, 20 seasons. That's wealth on top of wealth on top of wealth. There's a reason why a lot of movies are based on books. There's a reason why a lot of TV shows are based on books, because books are the foundation of greatness. When you look at Amazon, how did they get started? With books. When you look at what the creator of Microsoft said, Bill Gates, he said if he had one superpower, he wished that he could read faster. See, when you read, not just TV shows or watching it, when you read, you stimulate your mind, you improve your cognition, you change your habits, you learn something you never learned. And I remember what Jim Rohn said, if you have formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And that's what we want to show you. How to actually make your own series so you have access to wealth. And wealth is not always money. It's also creativity. It's also opportunities. It's also change. And that's what we want to do. I had mentioned this yesterday, I'll say it again. We recently were at the How to Save a Life pop-up shop just this past weekend with JS Self-Care. And we were learning about the Narcan training. And if you missed it, you missed out on something incredible and life-saving, because that can help, or it can help overturn someone if they have an opioid overdose with Naxalone. But we were able to go to that event. We were able to talk about Bold Saga. This book right here, which B- Studios mentioned, is basically like a manga self-help book. And one of the couples that were there broke down in tears because we explained the value of the story. They literally were like, wow, like it's making me tear up. Because what Bold Saga provides is values, education, entertainment. It's like what Peng Joon said, it's infotainment. It's entertaining, but you learn something. It stimulates your mind and shows you just cultures, but it's amazing. So what is Bold Saga? It is Afro-futurism manga. So when you think of Afro-futurism, there's retro-Afro-futurism like Black Sands, the Seven Kingdoms. There's also Maddie's Rocket. There's Black Panther. That's what you think of when you think of Afrofuturism. Then you think of manga. So we're talking about One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach. Bold Saga is the bridging of those two worlds together. You get the manga and you get Afrofuturism. So we're celebrating African culture, but we still have the manga aesthetic. And what does that mean? When we celebrate a culture, we're going to give respect to the cultures of the world. That's what we're going to do with Bold Saga. And we have done it. That's why in chapter 1, you'll see a character speaking Xhosa, African language, Khoi, Zulu, African languages, AAVE, African American Vernacular English. Even in chapter 2, when they speak actual Antiguan dialect, when they're Wagwan Boss, Sakula, this is really real cultures being celebrated, not denigrated, not mocked, not having the black character be, some type of green skin character. YJ Animation, thanks for joining. The benefit of this is that you're able to see yourself reflected properly. I mean, when we think about what Jordan Peele said, it makes sense. Story is the greatest catalyst for change. And what we can do with these courses is teach you the story of manga, teach you the art of manga, teach you the self-publishing and marketing so that you can go and be great. Turn your idea into execution. Finish your story in terms of the actual chapters, not just the entire thing. You decide how long you want it to be, but this gives you structure. Structure is the reason why it took 6 years basically to make chapter one, but only 3 to 4 months for chapter two. Because once I understood the structure, once I understood where I was going, once I understood the characters and the ethos of your story, the subtext and the context, the actual value you're providing, this is what helped me change the game. Even the power of a cover. Yes, we know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to publishing and your actual book, if you don't have a fire book cover, then you basically lost your reader. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. So you want to provide maximum value in every aspect. And the way how I want to do this course, Facets of a Star, thank you for joining. I remember that Wall Street Trapper mentioned it, and he was just talking with Tom Billy on impact theory. He mentioned that, and people have said that if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. And it's a sad thing that people have this type of mentality that black people don't read. So we want to be able to help not just show them how to create their own stories, but improve their cognition. When you read, it changes your perception of life. And this is coming from someone who used to read dictionaries for fun, read encyclopedias for fun. The world is vast. The world is incredible. There's so much things out there. Books take you to a whole new world. That's why in Beauty and the Beast, when she was locked up inside the cell tower, but she had the book, she was like, I'm traveling to this place, that place in your mind. That's the power of books. Books transport you to wherever you want to be. And shout out to Facets of a Star. She has an amazing book. You need to read it. I got it. I'm so excited. You will need to support Black excellence. Check her book out. You can find her on Facets of a Star at Instagram. So, again, the power of books is incredible. There's a reason why Amazon started with books. They're worth billions now. When you finish this type of course, the applications you can do with it is you can actually create your own manga. This can be the most important gift you can give to your kids. Why? Because this can give them the actual skills, the actual strategy to become the next Oda, Ichiro Oda, the next Walt Disney, not their products, but their mindset. Bristol Media Group, thanks for joining. What we're talking about is a game changer, kings and queens. Most people that Paula Pollard, 40, thanks for joining. Most people when they, Darian Roberts, thanks for joining. When they have books on manga, you're not going to be learning this, kings and queens. You're not going to be learning self-publishing, marketing, and the actual business side. What mostly happens is you learn how to draw. Take it from someone who's read a lot of the how to draw books, the graphic Shaw books. A lot of them teach you how to draw. Maybe some teach you how to write, but none of them are going to go step by step through the entire gamut. Because generally speaking, most of these things teach you, just like jobs, to work for a bigger business, to work for a brand, something that's already established, and have your idea actually be published by them. And if you want to do that, that's an option from this. But please remember, if you are publishing your story, you also have to make sure your story is actually something that people want to continuously invest their time and energy into. Again, I talked about this yesterday, I'll mention it again. Shonen Jump just recently put the axe to Hunter's Guild, the Red Hood. And I was looking forward to that series. I thought it was going to continually get better. But as I read the last chapters, I realized something is changing. It's the same thing I noticed when I was reading Samurai 8. These are two manga that were in the actual Shonen Jump. They're the number one manga publisher on the planet. Both of those series got the axe. Why? Because they didn't live up to the publisher's standard of continuously making the audience excited for it. But at the end of the day, that's because they were signed. If they were independent, they'd be able to own the creative narrative of their story. They wouldn't have had the acts happen. The story would end when the creator wanted it to end. And I'm telling you, when you have your own story, when you're able to go from idea to execution and create your own books, you have control. You have the ability to create the story the way you want. Another example, One Piece is worth over $20 billion. Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, is only worth 400 million, or possibly more, but about 400 million. So what does that say? He's not even worth 2 billion. That's not even 10% of the actual wealth of the idea. So what are we getting at? when you create your story and you're able to make it the way you want, you have creative control and you can get the true wealth of your story. You can get paid your worth, and that's what we want to show you. So you don't have to wait for the next chapter of a manga that you really love. You don't just have to wait for they're not respecting us properly. We want to see ourselves respected properly. No, you can go out and create your own story. You can go out and create your own manga. And that's what we're going to be teaching you. And not just manga, because again, as I've mentioned it, not only do we create, write, and illustrate self-publish and market, we actually have products like this hat, this Rise Up hat. We made it at Great Gill. This shirt, and not just that, we also make notebooks. So if you want to get into the actual other side of making a series, the actual other side, this is a drawing book, if you didn't know. It says, I am a purpose chaser. I mean, wouldn't you want your young kings and queens to have skills that can actually help them change their life, can actually help them? NHL Sneak, thanks for joining. I was looking at it today. When you look at the cost of a PlayStation 5, I was talking to a friend about that. A PlayStation 5 is like $1,000, right? Some new Jordans, some new Nikes can be anywhere from $250 to $300 and up. But if you have a course that's under $400, that's $300, that's $250, that actually helps you change the game. Wouldn't you want that? Give the gift that keeps on giving, because these other things that we're talking about, they're emotional buys. Yes, they make you happy for a moment, but at the end of the day, they're depreciating assets. This is an incredible asset. Why? The course that we're giving. Because knowledge is evergreen. Someone will always need to learn. Someone will always need to see something, to be entertained. And when you have books, you're able to change lives. Again, when you have books, you're able to change lives. And that's what we did with Gold Saga. I mean, when I see young kings and queens holding the book, talking about it, having a fist up in the air for half an hour because they looked at the cover, they read the book, they saw a young king on the book that looked like them. Isn't that amazing? I don't want us to just have to settle for being side characters in someone else's narrative. I want us to know how to make our own stories so we can celebrate our culture authentically. We're tired of the whack excellence. We're tired of just being an afterthought, being tokenized, or being just shifted into a series just for the financial value. Where can I find these books? You can get Bold Saga Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. They're available on Etsy as well as Payhip. So if you go to payhip.com/greatgale, you can find it there. And if you go to Etsy and just type in Great Gale Shayflow, you'll find it there. I'll type it in for you. But we are here to help you go from the idea to the execution, to actually create your story. And that's what we want to do, because when you make your own stories, you're able to change lives. When you're able to craft a manga, oh my gosh. And I'll give you another example. I've mentioned One Piece. One Piece has been around for 24 years. Batman has been around for 70 plus years. One Piece has outsold Batman. Yes. That manga from Japan that has the funny looking characters has outsold an industry titan. And that is incredible, because when you think about it, what is that saying? That in half the time, or a quarter of the time, you can basically usurp or get to the level of a legend with manga. Because the way how manga works is it creates a loop, it creates a cycle, and we'll go through the course of how that actually works and the benefit of manga. If you want a brief example of what I'm talking about, we even have YouTube videos talking about how to make a manga, 5 tips for a beginner. We even talk about why, manga versus American comics, the actual benefits and why you need to make one now. All of it was leading to here. It all led to this point, because we are going to show you courses of how to make a manga, because we've done it. We've already done 2 chapters. And as you know, as a wise person once said, the hardest thing to do is to make your first million, because when you make your first million, you can make multiple millions. Once you make your first book, you're able to change the game, and you're able to go from 1 book to 2 books, and then from 2 books to 4 books, and then from 4 books to actual products, to actual things that you can see. We need affirmations for our young kings and queens, world changers, with kente patterns on it. You know how fire that is? I am a purpose chaser. This is what we need to see. This is what we need to see, because we need to empower our young kings and queens to seize greatness and to see that they have intrinsic worth. NHL Sneak says, I'm about to go live on my page. If you want to join and talk about your comic book, I'm waiting to get my other page back because I use this one for now. No problem, man. We can definitely talk. If not tonight, it will be another night. But I will reach out to you and let you know. But again, we are here to show you that manga is truly the world class format of comics to this date and forward. Not that American comics or no one else is doing it better. Not that no one else is doing it in their own way. But when you talk about the value, the intrinsic value of the story, the culture is being celebrated, the way how the story works, the action, the actual concepts, the innovation. There's so many facets to manga that when you can apply it, I used words from manga to be able to write for college, a college paper. And the professor was like, Iwani, where did you get this level of verbosity? Where did you get this diction from? I had to open up my dictionary to read your paper. Yes, because when I utilized words properly, I was talking about obfuscate. I was talking about ethos. So many deep topics. But that's what happens when you have a level of diction, a higher level, and a better command of vocabulary. You see the world differently. You interact with the world differently. You can express your points more fluently. And it's so true. They have Trojan Comics Inc. Thanks for joining. I've heard people literally mention that when you're able to have a better understanding of vocabulary and speech, you're able to articulate what you're saying more authentically, which can cause you to be able to speak to people better. And if you don't understand or don't have that level of vocabulary, it can cause you to become more aggravated. You can while out, you can go off because you're not able to find the words to express how you feel. When you have books, it allows you to have a better understanding, a better diction. You're able to read more, you're able to speak better, you're able to understand different words, even higher level language, not just English, because in manga they speak multiple languages. We're talking about Japanese, we're talking about even Russian. I've seen French in manga, Spanish, and now because of Bold Saga, we can add Osa, Khoi, Zulu, African American vernacular English, as well as Caribbean dialect, because I'm from the Caribbean, so we have to represent our culture authentically. And that's what we're doing with Bold Saga. 2 chapters out. We already got the next couple of chapters already. Thank God, funded thanks to Kickstarter. So the culture needs this. The culture is looking for this. Parents are looking for stories that empower them. There are parents who deal with kids who have, you know, they're dealing with stress from life. They're dealing with stress. They may not see themselves as the heroes that life demands them to be. You know, they may. This is what this story does. When you read Bold Saga, this, in its essence, is the story of an underdog rising. This is the story of what happens when you hold on to perseverance in the midst of adversity. And it shows you what happens when you continuously do that, what life will do in return. So, again, we have courses starting very soon. If you want to be a part of these life changing courses on how to make a manga, learning the actual skills, the actual strategy, the actual creation of your own manga, so you don't have to wait for Shonen Jump. You don't have to wait for, Tokyo Pop or whoever else is a major publisher. You can make your manga and you can live your dream today. You can create because, literally, in my opinion, although you have to wait for the book to be published, you are a mangaka once you put your pen to the paper and start writing the ideas. Just like how, when you think of Muhammad Ali, he said, I am the greatest. And then life caught up to him. So you have to speak the life that you want. Speak the fact that you are a mangaka. Write it down and then get to work. You don't have to tell everybody. Tell yourself, tell those who you trust, and then just get to work because this is what we're going to show you. And with this course, it's going to be a game changer. It literally is kings and queens because when you understand this, the actual creation, the actual creating of a story, I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. So the applications again are you can make your own manga, you can create more than just that. There's also manga. You could even take the ideas and the concepts, and if you want to write your own book, that's an application as well. We're going to be going over so much different topics. And even if you want to hire people that can actually do this, you can end up becoming a producer or publisher on your own. So there's so many aspects that you would understand how the different components of manga work to actually get it from the idea to the execution. So again, I'm Iwani Hughes. I'm the CEO of Great Gale, and I'm the mangaka for Afro Futurism Manga Gold Saga. And this is a story to empower, impact, and change lives. And we have courses starting very soon. And these courses, the benefit of them is we're going to take a step behind the scenes and actually show you what it takes to be a mangaka, what it takes to actually make your own series. And we want to do this for you because we want to help you. We want to help you go from the idea to the execution, to actually create your own story. And it takes time, but at the end of the day, when you plant the seed, it's not the same day that the seed sprouts forward and bears fruit. You know this, that it takes time. No, not everyone is going to understand what you're doing, but if you commit to the process, if you keep working at it, you can get the results. And take it from someone who actually finished chapters. Take it from someone who actually got chapters done. It is possible. If I can do it, you can too. So we're going to dispel some common misconceptions about this genre, teach you how to make your own book, and then get it out to the market. This is a game changer, kings and queens. Do not sleep on it. It is manga creation courses. And if you want to get the heads up for when these begin, hit the link in the bio on Instagram, and you'll be able to join our mailing list so that we can help you. You'll be able to know when the classes drop. You'll be able to know all of this. I'm so excited because we're doing a beta course first. So there's so much value that's coming. So stay tuned. We'll be having the final dates and the actual release of the dates of it coming very soon. But again, Warnie Hughes, CEO of Great Gale. Wouldn't it be so amazing this Christmas to give the gift that keeps on giving of creativity and showing your young kings and queens skills that can actually change their life, that can actually help them become more confident in their creativity? Because when you create, you're able to tap into something amazing. Cool Wellness Cafe, thank you for joining. It was a pleasure meeting you at the How to Save a Life pop-up shop. And if you're looking for amazing soaps, amazing all natural products, check out Cool Wellness Cafe. They are awesome. They are a delight. Check them out. You can find them on Instagram, Cool Wellness Cafe. But again, Gold Saga, we have the books. So this is not just someone who's talking about, I'll show you how to draw manga. We're not just showing you how to write a manga. Like, we actually have the products. I mean, when you understand what it is to make the products, the actual mentality behind it, the actual skills, you're able to change things. You're able to create something that is phenomenal. So don't just wait on someone else to make the manga that you've always dreamed. Don't wait and say, oh my gosh, had I known, or I wish I had done this, or that's my idea. Don't wait any longer. Sign up, join today, and you can be a part of something truly amazing. So again, I'm Warnie Hughes, CEO of Great Gale, the mangaka for Bold Saga. And if you want to learn when these classes actually begin, hit the link in the bio on Instagram, and you can be a part of the mailing list, and you can know when the classes drop, because this is a game changer. And remember, if you wait until later on, the class will be more. So seats are limited. Join today because you're able to get an early bird special when the classes drop. When the classes are full and it's finished, don't say I didn't warn you. When the price doubles for the actual full price of the actual course, don't say I didn't warn you, because this is phenomenal information. This is information that they don't want you to know, because when you create it, you're able to change lives and impact and create incredible impact. So again, Warnie Hughes, CEO of Great Gale. Thank you. And until next time, keep winning, kings and queens. Have a fantastic day.